very good evening to you. Here is the news at 9. First, the highlight. Lagos State government flags off Public Service Week celebration. Federal government moves to increase oil production to 1 million barrels per day. And on the foreign scene, Israel launches airstrikes at financial association linked with Hezbollah in Lebanon. And in sports, former Nigeria international Osaze Odawinge urges NFF to offer Austin Iguavon Super Eagles managerial job. Now the news in details. I am Timmy Dayo. Anthony. Lagos State government has flagged off 2024 Public Service Week celebration with health screening and 3 million naira donation to orphanage homes. Speaking at the event, the Lagos State Head of Service, Olabode Aguru, said Governor Sanwo-Olu's administration prioritizes the health and well-being of its workers. Aguru also commended the state's public servants for their donations, which include food items to support charity organizations due to the economic downturn in the country.
But Lagos State, we're always first, and this is just an example. So the health screening, based on the fact that Lagos State government takes seriously the health and well-being of the civil servants. That's why you can see all facets of healthcare facilities here. Mental health also is there, so it's all round.
Aguru also commended the state public servant, and he also the permanent secretary head District 1, Olufumilayo Bankole, said the screening is to ensure civil servants have informed decisions about their health status.
The importance of screening is that you can detect diseases and health conditions that can be life-threatening, and those ones that can also lead to disabilities like hypertension, diabetes. We're also getting nutrition advice, wellness advice, free medical consultations.
The screening exercise include eye care, tuberculosis, blood pressure, blood donation, health education, among others. The Lagos State House of Assembly has agreed to conduct another public hearing on the bill that seeks to review the local government administration law of the state. The House also invited the Attorney General of the state, Lawal Pedro, for an interpretation of the recent Supreme Court judgment on the financial autonomy for local governments. Speaker of the House, Mudashiru Obasa, at plenary, said the review of the local government administration law is not aimed at scrapping the LCDAs, but to further strengthen them. Obasa also agreed on the need to work for formal listing of the LCDAs by the National Assembly. Chairman of the Committee on Local Government, Sani Okolawon, had, while giving reports on the public hearing earlier conducted by the committee, said that many of the stakeholders invited for the event could not make it. He attributed the poor attendance to the weather condition of the day, just as it prayed the House to approve a second allotted day of the exercise. Communities, civil societies, and trade unionists on the African continent have amplified the call for equitable access to safe and clean water, free from the influence of corporate control and dangers of privatization. They made this call at the press conference organized by Our Water, Our Right African Coalition, OWARAC, to herald the 2024 Africa Week of Action Against Water Privatization. According to stakeholders, water privatization leads to the rising cost of water and endangerment of livelihood, such as fishing, farming, among others. Hence the need to ensure water justice for all.
The fight for water justice is, at its core, rooted in the fight for democracy itself. We need our governments to put the needs and rights of the many over the greed and extraction of the few.
Privatization is bad for our economy, it's how it's bad our lives.
Having this consciousness in the mind of the public that there is a significant problem with attempts to privatize water is very important.
Delivering the press text for the week of action, Program Officer, Water Campaign for the Corporate Accountability Public Participation Africa, SEPA, Sega IPA, said thorough engagements with communities and policy makers, OWRAC, intend to end corporate acts that deprive citizens of water, expose them to diseases, and further widen the poverty gap.
The human right to water for all Africans must be protected and fulfilled. Water justice and social justice more broadly requires us to prioritize public welfare over private profits. Participatory approach to water governance and government's commitment to public solutions to the continent's water challenges are necessary.
Earlier, Executive Director of CAPA, Akimbode Oluwafemi, said water represents life and should be rescued from the corporate's control, ensuring water justice over profit.
For us in this coalition, our campaign is right-based. It is deeply rooted in our rights to water because water is life and it must be protected from corporate greed.
2024 Africa Week of Action Against Water Privatization is the fourth in its series, with participants drawn from Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, Kenya, Mozambique, Cameroon, and Gabon. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government, through the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, has announced plans to significantly increase oil production by 1 million barrels per day over the next 12 to 24 months, with the aim of enhancing the country's energy output and contributing to economic growth. The initiative seeks to boost current oil production capacity from 1.6 million to 2.6 million barrels per day by 2026. Chief Executive Officer Benga Komalafe said that this during an event celebrating the third anniversary of the Commission's establishment in Abuja. Komalafe highlighted that the project represents a collaborative industry-wide initiative designed to develop solutions that would unlock additional oil production in both the short and medium term. He also called for the support of all stakeholders. The federal government has launched a comprehensive national action plan on antimicrobial resistance, AMR, emphasizing the need for enhanced collaboration among stakeholders to address this urgent health crisis. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, said this during a ceremony at the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare in Abuja. Kyari said the new action plan outlines 6 strategic objectives aimed at strengthening the country's response to AMR, including enhancing leadership and surveillance systems, increasing public awareness, and implementing infection prevention and control programs. He emphasized the ministry's commitment to addressing these challenges through the establishment of laboratory networks and national guidelines for the response of use of antimicrobial drugs in animals. Imo State Police Command has warned the public against spreading mischief, misinformation, and fake news, warning that any individuals found guilty of false information will be prosecuted. The police reacting to recent video showing vehicles set ablaze by some people who have linked with IPOP enforcing an unlawful sit-at-home order in Okigwe, also said the incident depicts actual occurred in 2022. Commissioner of Police, Imo State, Aboki Danjuma, urged the people of Imo State, particularly residents of Okigwe, to remain calm and continue their lawful activities without fear, as the command, in collaboration with other security agencies, is committed to combating misinformation and ensuring a safe environment for all and sundry in the state. And now to foreign news. Israel has carried out airstrike targeting branches of financial associations linked with Hezbollah in the southern suburb of Lebanon's capital, Beirut, as well as the south and east of the country. There were chaotic scenes in parts of Beirut late on Sunday as people tried to get to areas that they thought would be safer, and multiple explosions were heard. The Israeli military said it targeted money held by Al-Qad Al-Hassan Association. It offers financial services to civilians in an area where Hezbollah has strong support, but Israel and the United States accused it of being a cover for the Iran-backed group to fund its activities. The attack appeared to mark an expansion of Israel's war against Hezbollah, going beyond military infrastructure used by the group. Meanwhile, Israel has commenced an intense air campaign and ground invasion against Hezbollah after almost a year of cross-border fighting sparked by the war in Gaza, saying it wanted to ensure the safe return of tens of thousands of residents of Israeli border area displaced by the rocket attack. And now to sport. Former Nigerian international Osaze Odewinge has advised the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) to offer Austin Iguavon the managerial job of the Super Eagles on a permanent basis. Odewinge made this known when he lauded the performance of the Super Eagles under Iguavon in the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. He said Iguavon is always available and takes the job with passion, adding that he has done well in the past and is still doing well for now for the team. But just before we go, always carry out proper and adequate checks on your vehicle before setting out. You can follow us and like all our social media platforms. X at Traffic Radio 961, Facebook Lagos Traffic Radio 961 FM. Instagram is Lagos Traffic Radio 961. You can also subscribe and watch our programs live on YouTube at Traffic Radio 961. You can also visit our website at www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration trained 1,000 accountants on the 2020 Financial Act? You can get more details on the government's website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State government has flagged off 2024 Public Service Week celebration with health screening and 3 million naira donations to the orphanage homes. The federal government, through the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, has announced plans to significantly increase oil production by 1 million barrels per day over the next 12 to 24 months, with the aim of enhancing the country's energy output and contributing to the economic growth. Also told you that Israel has carried out airstrikes targeting branches of a financial association linked with Hezbollah in the southern suburb of Lebanon's capital, Beirut, as well as the south and east of the country. And in sports, former Nigerian international Osaze Odewinge has advised Nigeria Football Federation (NFF) to offer Austin Iguavon the managerial job of the Super Eagles on a permanent basis. Contact with the newsroom, please send a message to info@trafficradio96.1.ng. The ends the news broadcast compiled by Zainab Adebeshi. I am Timmy Dayo. Anthony, many thanks for listening and do have an amazing night.